It's like gate closed on that. Any other verse than that, we might all just put a gun in our mouth.
Dwight Yoakam, the trailblazing country music star known for his distinctive honky-tonk sound and electrifying performances, seemed unstoppable during the height of his music career. With a string of hits like Guitars, Cadillacs, and 1,000 Miles from Nowhere, Yoakam became a defining voice in the country music scene, earning critical acclaim and a dedicated fan base. However, as the years went by, Yoakam began to step back from the music industry, leading many to wonder why. The real reason behind Dwight Yoakam's decision to distance himself from music is a complex one, intertwined with both personal and professional factors. The changing landscape of the music industry played a significant role in his decision. As country music began to evolve, moving towards a more polished, pop-influenced sound, Yoakam, a staunch traditionalist, found it increasingly difficult to reconcile his artistic vision with the demands of the mainstream market. What truly prompted this unexpected exit? Was it a creative crossroads, a personal struggle, or something entirely unforeseen? Let's delve into the life and career of this country music legend to uncover the potential reasons behind his decision to walk away from the music that made him a household name. Early life. Dwight David Yoakam, born on October 23, 1956 in Pikeville, Kentucky, is a celebrated American singer, songwriter, actor, and film director, known primarily for his influential work in the country music genre. Yoakam was the first of 3 children born to David Yoakam and Ruth Ann Tibbs Yoakam. At the time of Dwight's birth, his father was serving in the United States Army. This period of service took place during a time when the military was a significant part of American life, particularly in the post-World War II era. The experience likely influenced the family dynamic, as military life often requires adaptability and strength in the face of uncertainty. Following David Yoakam's discharge from the Army, the family relocated to Columbus, Ohio. This move marked a significant transition for the Yoakams as they settled into civilian life in a new environment. By the time the family moved to Ohio, Dwight Yoakam had gained a younger brother named Ronald and a sister named Kimberly. David Yoakam, after his military service, initially found work at a Westinghouse Electric Corporation factory. Westinghouse, being one of the leading companies in the electrical manufacturing industry, provided a stable, albeit demanding, job. This kind of work was typical of the era, especially in the Midwest, where factory jobs were a cornerstone of the economy. The job at Westinghouse offered the family a steady income, though the work was physically demanding and came with the pressures of maintaining employment in an industrial setting. Later, David Yoakam transitioned to owning a Texaco gas station. This shift from factory work to small business ownership reflects a desire for greater autonomy and perhaps a need to create a better life for his family. Owning a gas station was a significant responsibility requiring long hours and a strong work ethic. It introduced the family to the business side of the American economy, a perspective that influenced Dwight's understanding of hard work and the value of financial independence. Growing up in this environment, Dwight Yoakam was exposed to a mix of traditional values and the evolving cultural landscape of the 1960s and 1970s. The move from a small town in Kentucky to an urban setting in Ohio exposed him to a broader range of experiences and cultural influences, which would later be reflected in his music. The blend of rural and urban influences, combined with his family's strong work ethic, helped shape Yoakam's unique sound and approach to country music. Dwight Yoakam's early exposure to music came through a blend of familial influence and cultural environment, elements that played a crucial role in shaping his future career as a country music icon. His father, David Yoakam, who had acquired a guitar manufactured by the K Musical Instrument Company while serving in the United States Army, was one of Dwight's first connections to music. Despite David's inability to master the instrument, his decision to pass the guitar on to his son became a pivotal moment in Dwight's life. This act not only introduced Dwight to the world of music, but also laid the foundation for what would become a lifelong passion and career. The guitar that Dwight received from his father, despite being broken eventually, symbolized the beginning of his musical journey. His father's gift represented more than just an instrument. It was a connection to the music that was integral to their family's life. The music his parents listened to, particularly country records by artists like Johnny Cash and Johnny Horton, left a lasting impression on Dwight. These records were a part of the cultural fabric of their household, playing a significant role in the family's everyday life. Johnny Cash, with his deep voice and storytelling ability, and Johnny Horton, known for his historical ballads, provided a rich musical background that would later influence Dwight's songwriting and performance style. Around the 4th grade, Dwight received another guitar as a Christmas present, marking a more serious beginning to his musical exploration. This gift was more than just a toy, it was a tool that allowed him to start expressing himself creatively. It was during this period that Dwight wrote his first song, a significant milestone that showed his early inclination toward not just playing music, but also creating it. This early venture into songwriting would eventually evolve into a hallmark of his career, where he became known for his distinctive blend of traditional country themes with a modern edge. The role of the family in Dwight's musical development cannot be overstated. His parents not only provided him with the tools to pursue music, but also created an environment where music was a shared family experience. The Yoakams would often sing together during road trips to visit Dwight's maternal grandparents, a tradition that likely deepened Dwight's love for music and his understanding of it as a form of communication and expression. These road trips, filled with songs and stories, were more than just family bonding moments. They were formative experiences that connected Dwight to his cultural roots and the storytelling tradition that is central to country music. In addition to the music at home, Dwight was heavily influenced by what he heard on the radio. WMNI, an AM country music station in Columbus, was a significant source of inspiration for him. During the 1960s, country radio was a powerful medium that connected listeners to the stars of Nashville and beyond, playing hits from legendary artists and introducing new talent. For a young Dwight Yoakam, this station was a gateway to the broader world of country music, allowing him to absorb the sounds and styles of the genre's biggest stars. The artists he heard on WMNI, combined with the records his parents played, provided a comprehensive education in country music. This exposure helped Dwight develop a deep appreciation for the genre's rich history and diverse styles, from the outlaw country of Johnny Cash to the narrative-driven songs of Johnny Horton. These influences would later be evident in Dwight's music, which often pays homage to traditional country sounds while pushing the boundaries of the genre. While country music was a significant part of Dwight's early musical education, it was not the only genre that caught his attention. Like many young people growing up in the 1960s and 1970s, Dwight was also influenced by the booming rock and roll scene. He has cited rock and roll acts that he saw on television, particularly Elvis Presley, as major influences on his musical style. Elvis, with his charismatic stage presence and groundbreaking blend of country, blues, and rockabilly, represented a fusion of genres that resonated with Dwight. In 1968, the Yoakam family moved to another neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio, where Dwight's journey into the world of music and performance began to take a more defined shape. Upon settling in the new neighborhood, Dwight Yoakam attended Northland High School. His time at Northland was crucial in nurturing his interest in music and the performing arts. His mother, Ruth Ann Tibbs Yoakam, was instrumental in encouraging all 3 of her children to participate in the school's band, reflecting her belief in the importance of music and the arts in education. Dwight took up the drums, an experience that provided him with a solid rhythmic foundation that would later complement his guitar playing and songwriting. Beyond music, Dwight's interests extended into drama. He attended drama classes at Northland High School, which proved to be a significant turning point in his life. One of his most notable early experiences in drama was playing the role of Charlie in a school production of Flowers for Algernon, a play based on the novel by Daniel Keyes. The role of Charlie, a character who undergoes a profound transformation in intelligence and self-awareness, provided Dwight with an opportunity to explore complex emotions and express them on stage. This performance was more than just a high school play for Dwight. It was a moment of self-discovery. He later attributed this experience to giving him the confidence to perform in front of others. a skill that would be indispensable in his music career. The positive feedback and recognition he received for his portrayal of Charlie likely fueled his desire to pursue performing arts further, reinforcing his passion for being on stage. During his senior year of high school, Dwight's musical ambitions began to take on a more concrete form. He and a group of classmates formed a rock and roll band to compete in the school's talent show. This band, which eventually became known as the Greaser Band, played a mix of rock and roll, a genre that Dwight was deeply influenced by, thanks in part to icons like Elvis Presley. The band's performance at the talent show marked the beginning of Dwight's journey as a live performer. The Greaser Band quickly gained popularity within the local community. Their success at the talent show led to invitations to perform at private parties throughout Columbus. This period was filled with excitement and a sense of validation for Dwight, as he and his bandmates experienced the thrill of live performance and the positive reception from their peers. Performing in these settings allowed Dwight to hone his stage presence and develop his musical skills in a more public forum. After graduating from Northland High School, Dwight Yoakam enrolled at Ohio State University. However, his time at the university was short-lived. It quickly became apparent to Dwight that his true passion lay in music, not academia. His experience with the Greaser Band and his growing desire to pursue a music career led him to make the bold decision to drop out of college. This decision, while risky, underscored Dwight's commitment to his musical aspirations and his willingness to take unconventional paths to achieve his goals. Dwight's pursuit of a music career in Ohio led him to perform at various local venues, including a club in Gahanna, a suburb of Columbus. It was during one of these performances that he was approached by a man who promised to secure him a musical contract. For a young artist trying to break into the music industry, this offer must have seemed like a golden opportunity. However, it turned out that the man was a con artist, and the promise of a contract was nothing more than a scam. Despite this disappointment, Dwight did not let the experience stop him from his dream. With his sights set on a career in country music, Dwight Yoakam decided to move to Nashville, Tennessee, the heart of the country music industry. Upon arriving in Nashville, Dwight quickly realized that his musical style was at odds with the prevailing trends of the time. The 70s and early 80s were dominated by the Nashville sound and country pop styles, characterized by lush orchestration and crossover appeal to pop audiences. In contrast, Dwight's music was rooted in the more traditional sounds of honky-tonk and bluegrass, genres that were seen as old-fashioned and were not in vogue within the mainstream country music scene of the time. Dwight Yoakam's move to Los Angeles in the early 80s was a key turning point in his career. After facing difficulties in Nashville, where his traditional honky-tonk style was out of step with the prevailing country pop trends, Yoakam was encouraged by Billy Alves, a former bandmate, to try his luck in Los Angeles. Initially, Yoakam struggled to find his footing in the city's music scene as well. However, his fortunes changed in 1982 when he met guitarist and producer Pete Anderson at a local bar. Anderson, who shared Yoakam's love for traditional country music, recognized the potential in Yoakam's style and saw an opportunity to introduce it to the West Coast music scene. At that time, Los Angeles was a hub for the emerging cowpunk and alternative country movements, which blended punk rock's energy with country music's storytelling. Acts like Joe Ely, Rank and File, and Lone Justice were leading this scene, attracting audiences who were open to new, genre-blending sounds. Anderson encouraged Yoakam to perform at the same clubs where these acts played, which helped him gain exposure to a new audience that appreciated his blend of honky-tonk and rock influences. This move to Los Angeles allowed Yoakam to escape the constraints of the Nashville music industry and find a community that welcomed his unique style. Through his performances in the local clubs, he built a following that appreciated his authentic sound, laying the groundwork for his future success in the music industry. Dwight Yoakam's professional musical career is marked by significant achievements and a distinctive style that has left a lasting impact on country music. Music career. Emerging from the challenging and vibrant Los Angeles music scene in the early 80s, Yoakam quickly established himself as a force in the industry. His success is highlighted by the release of several critically acclaimed and commercially successful albums, a string of hit singles, and numerous awards. Yoakam's first three albums, Guitars, Cadillacs, etc., etc., 1986, Hillbilly Deluxe, 1987, and Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room, 1988, were instrumental in establishing his career. Each of these albums reached #1 on the Billboard Top Country Albums chart, a remarkable accomplishment that solidified his place in the country music industry. His debut album, Guitars, Cadillacs, etc., etc., marked his breakthrough, showcasing his unique blend of honky-tonk and rockabilly influences. The album included hits like Honky Tonk Man, a cover of Johnny Horton's classic, and the title track Guitars, Cadillacs, reintroducing traditional country sounds to a new generation at a time when country music was dominated by pop influences. Following the success of his debut, Yoakam released Hillbilly Deluxe, which continued to build on his signature sound with tracks such as Little Ways, Please Please Baby, and Always Late with Your Kisses. This album further cemented his reputation as a leading figure in the neo-traditional country movement. His third album, Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room, was another critical and commercial success, featuring two of Yoakam's most notable singles, Streets of Bakersfield, a duet with Buck Owens, and I Sang Dixie. Streets of Bakersfield became his first #1 single on the Hot Country Songs chart, paying tribute to the Bakersfield sound that heavily influenced his music. I Sang Dixie also topped the chart, demonstrating Yoakam's ability to craft songs that resonated deeply with country music audiences. In 1993, Yoakam released This Time, which stands out as his most commercially successful album, having been certified triple platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. The album produced several hit singles, including Ain't That Lonely Yet, which earned him his first Grammy Award for Best Male Country Vocal Performance. Other notable tracks from the album, such as 1,000 Miles from Nowhere, Fast as You, and Try Not to Look So Pretty, expanded his audience beyond the country music sphere. The success of This Time not only reinforced Yoakam's standing in the country music industry, but also solidified his place as a versatile artist capable of crossing genre boundaries. Yoakam's musical style is a rich tapestry of influences, drawing from neo-traditional country, honky-tonk, the Bakersfield sound, bluegrass, country rock, and rockabilly. His distinctive tenor-singing voice, combined with the lead guitar work of his longtime producer and bandleader Pete Anderson, created a sound that was both timeless and innovative. Anderson's influence on Yoakam's music cannot be overstated. His guitar work and production skills were crucial in shaping the sound that defined Yoakam's early albums and contributed to his lasting success. One of Yoakam's strengths as an artist is his ability to write compelling original songs while also interpreting and recording cover songs from a diverse range of artists. His covers are notable for the way they blend respect for the original material with his unique, stylistic interpretation. Among his successful cover songs are Johnny Horton's Honky Tonk Man, Elvis Presley's Suspicious Minds, Cheap Trick's I Want You to Want Me, and Queen's Crazy Little Thing Called Love. These covers demonstrate Yoakam's versatility and his ability to bridge the gap between country music and other genres. Dwight Yoakam's career as an actor is as impressive as his work in music, showcasing his versatility in the entertainment industry. He has appeared in several notable films, including Red Rock West, Sling Blade, Panic Room, The Minus Man, and Wedding Crashers. His role in Sling Blade, where he portrayed the violent character Doyle Hargraves, was particularly praised and highlighted his talent for playing complex, intense characters. Yoakam also ventured into directing and writing with the Western film South of Heaven, West of Hell, in which he also starred. In more recent years, Yoakam appeared alongside Clint Eastwood in the 2021 film Cry Macho, further solidifying his presence in Hollywood. His television appearances include roles in P.S. I Love You, Under the Dome, and Amazon Prime's Goliath, where he played the role of Wendell Corey. Despite focusing on acting, Yoakam has remained active in the music industry. Though he hasn't released an album since 2016, he continues to tour and perform. In 2017, he paid tribute to songwriter Jimmy Webb by covering Wichita Lineman at Carnegie Hall. In 2018, Yoakam began curating his show, Bakersfield Beat, on SiriusXM, which eventually led to him getting his channel where he shares music from the Bakersfield sound, cowpunk, and country rock genres. In 2022, Yoakam continued to engage with his fans by participating in the LSD tour with Lucinda Williams and Steve Earle, and performing with Old Crow Medicine Show to celebrate the 30th anniversary of his album, Hillbilly Deluxe. Beyond his successful music career, Dwight Yoakam has faced some legal challenges, particularly involving his professional relationships and his music catalog. Legal issues. In 2004, Yoakam's longtime producer and guitarist Pete Anderson filed a lawsuit against him. Anderson claimed that Yoakam had breached an oral contract by failing to perform several concert dates in mid-2002, which allegedly cost Anderson over $44,000 in salary. The legal dispute centered around Yoakam's decision to cancel these concerts, which he attributed to financial losses from the commercial failure of his film South of Heaven, West of Hell. Despite the tensions, the lawsuit was eventually settled out of court. However, the dispute marked the end of Yoakam and Anderson's long and successful musical partnership. Anderson later expressed his respect for Yoakam's artistic talent, but made it clear that he had no intention of working with him again. In 2021, Yoakam became embroiled in another legal battle, this time with Warner Music. The conflict arose when the label withdrew several of Yoakam's songs from streaming services, citing the expiration of their contract. Yoakam responded by filing a lawsuit, claiming that the label was wrongfully denying his right to reclaim the copyrights to these songs. The dispute was resolved in February 2022, and the songs were restored to streaming platforms shortly thereafter. These legal issues highlight some of the challenges Yoakam has faced in navigating the complexities of the music industry, particularly in maintaining control over his work and managing professional relationships. Despite these setbacks, Yoakam has continued to be a prominent figure in both the music and film industries, demonstrating resilience and determination in his career. Dwight Yoakam's personal life has often attracted significant media attention, particularly concerning his high-profile relationships. Personal life. In 1992, Yoakam began dating actress Sharon Stone, which brought both of them into the media spotlight. Their relationship was widely covered, including their appearance together at the Academy Awards that year. This exposure led to considerable speculation and rumors, with fans and tabloids suggesting that some songs on Yoakam's 1993 album This Time were inspired by Stone. Yoakam, however, denied these rumors, clarifying that his relationship with Stone was brief, lasting only 5 weeks. Following his relationship with Stone, Yoakam met MTV personality Karen Duffy at a party in 1994. Their romance quickly developed, and they began dating shortly thereafter. The relationship continued until 1996, when the couple decided to part ways. Yoakam's most recent notable relationship is with Emily Joyce. The two were married on May 4, 2020, in a private ceremony held in Santa Monica, California. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, their wedding was a small, intimate event with only 10 guests in attendance. The couple welcomed their first child on August 16, 2020, marking a significant personal milestone for Yoakam. Despite the challenges posed by the pandemic, Yoakam's marriage and the birth of his child have been significant events in his personal life, reflecting a more private and stable chapter for the artist. Dwight Yoakam's musical style is a rich tapestry, woven from a diverse array of influences, both within and beyond the realm of country music. His work is characterized by a fusion of rockabilly, honky-tonk, neo-traditional country, the Bakersfield sound, and country rock, which together create a distinctive and influential sound. Yoakam's affinity for rockabilly, a genre that blends rhythm and blues with country music, reflects his appreciation for its raw, energetic vibe and its roots in early rock and roll. This influence is evident in his energetic performances and the driving beat of many of his songs. Rockabilly's connection to the 1950s era of music is mirrored in Yoakam's style, which often incorporates a retro sensibility. Honky-tonk is another cornerstone of Yoakam's musical style, This genre, known for its upbeat rhythms and storytelling lyrics, has deeply influenced his sound. Honky-tonk music traditionally features a lively beat and lyrics that often focus on everyday struggles and romantic entanglements, characteristics that are prominent in Yoakam's music. His admiration for classic honky-tonk artists like Lefty Frizzell is evident in the way he embraces the genre's emotive vocal delivery and instrumentation. Neo-traditional country, which emerged as a reaction against the more polished sound of the Nashville pop country scene, is also a significant influence on Yoakam. This style emphasizes a return to the roots of country music, incorporating elements such as traditional instrumentation and a focus on storytelling. Yoakam's work aligns closely with this movement, often rejecting the mainstream Nashville sound in favor of a more authentic, traditional approach. The Bakersfield sound, a subgenre of country music that originated in Bakersfield, California, plays a crucial role in shaping Yoakam's music. This style is characterized by its gritty, raw edge and a departure from the smooth, orchestral arrangements of the Nashville sound. Yoakam's music often channels the spirit of this sound, which was pioneered by artists like Buck Owens. Colin Larkin, in the Virgin Encyclopedia of Country Music, highlights Yoakam's music as reflecting the honky-tonk traditions of Owens and Lefty Frizzell, alongside a clear antipathy toward the Nashville pop country scene. Country rock, which blends elements of rock music with traditional country, further enriches Yoakam's style. This genre's energetic approach and incorporation of electric guitars complement Yoakam's rockabilly and honky-tonk influences, creating a dynamic and contemporary edge to his music. Stephen Thomas Erlewine of AllMusic observed that Dwight Yoakam's approach to country music in the late 80s was marked by a return to its traditional roots. Erlewine highlighted Yoakam's stripped-down style, which was heavily influenced by honky-tonk and Bakersfield country. This approach was a significant departure from the mainstream Nashville sound of the time, which had become increasingly polished and commercial. Yoakam's emphasis on raw, authentic country elements helped reintroduce these foundational styles to a broader audience, resonating with fans who longed for a more traditional sound in country music. Erlewine also noted that Yoakam's fan base largely consisted of individuals who were more inclined towards roots rock and roll. This crossover appeal was due in part to Yoakam's blend of country with these genres, which attracted listeners who appreciated his fusion of honky-tonk's traditional roots with the energy of rock music. Tom Jurek, also writing for AllMusic, emphasized the importance of Pete Anderson's electric guitar work in shaping Yoakam's sound. Anderson's guitar style was instrumental in defining the energetic, distinctive edge of Yoakam's music. Jurek compared Anderson's contributions to the work of Don Rich, a notable guitarist in Buck Owens' backing band, the Buckaroos. This comparison underscores the impact of Anderson's guitar work in reinforcing the Bakersfield sound's gritty, dynamic qualities. Jurek also pointed out the significant role of the electric guitar and Hammond organ in Yoakam's music, noting that their prominent use exemplified Yoakam's rock influences. The incorporation of these elements not only highlighted Yoakam's rock and roll sensibilities, but also contributed to the distinctive sound that set him apart from his contemporaries in the country music scene. This blending of rock and traditional country helped Yoakam carve out a unique niche, further solidifying his place in the genre's evolution. Dwight Yoakam characterizes his songwriting style as fragmented, a term he uses to describe his non-linear approach to creating music. In an interview with Al Caudell of American Songwriter, Yoakam elaborated on his process, explaining that he typically starts by crafting a melody. Once he has the melody, he determines the mood he wants to convey in the song, which then leads him to develop a central thesis or core idea around which the song revolves. This method allows him to explore different facets of the song's theme without feeling constrained by a strict structure. Yoakam prefers not to write songs in a single sitting, as he believes this could lead to creative burnout. Instead, he often revisits and revises his work over time, which helps him maintain a fresh perspective and avoid feeling overwhelmed. This fragmented approach allows for a more organic development of ideas, contributing to the distinctive and often unconventional nature of his songwriting. Memories from Yoakam's childhood also play a significant role in shaping his music. He has noted that his exposure to bluegrass music during his formative years had a lasting impact on his songwriting style. Yoakam appreciates the irony inherent in bluegrass, where upbeat and melodic tunes are often juxtaposed with poignant, sometimes tragic lyrics. This blend of contrasting elements influences his work, leading him to create songs that balance catchy melodies with deeper, sometimes bittersweet themes. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.